Hey everybody, we are. This is a short little video to help those who need a refresher who weren't here last semester and we didn't have an opportunity to learn the MLA works cited citation method. So for this, I'm going to act like I am doing research on Sir Francis Bacon. He's my favorite in the list, mainly because his name. I love bacon. So now he was a great thinker that challenged the ways of looking at medicine and the scientific method and philosophy and the ways to test things. So what I did to start is I need to research Sir Francis Bacon. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to do Sir Francis Bacon, Scientific Revolution. So I'm looking for what did he do in the Scientific Revolution? What did he do in his life? So I found, as I'm looking down through here, and I don't go with that first always thing that pops up. Okay. Usually it's Wikipedia, and we know that's not a good, strong source. So we don't use that as one of our sources. Good starting point, not where we want to end up. So we want to end up around here. So like khanacademy.org is a very respected organization, education center, great source. Another one would be smarthistory.com, biography.com. These are good places. So all three of those are good. I'm going to do the first one, Francis Bacon and the Scientific Revolution. Now, this is an article. Now, if it was a video or something like that, I might not want to do it. You can do that, but we're looking for articles. So this article, as I look through it, it's going to talk about his life, how he tested hypotheses, how the printing press tied in, engagement with nature. This is what we're looking for. Okay, kind of his life, and this is a good source. We're going to use that. So what this video is really about is how to format that MLA works cited. So the first thing when I'm looking at the article, we have this example here that says we have to find the last name and first name. That is the author. Okay, so I'm looking for the last name, first name of the author. Now, is it Sir Francis Bacon? No, he didn't write this. So usually you have the author toward the bottom. If you don't have an author, then you just skip it. But I do have an author, Dr. Catherine Wolford. Okay, so I'm just going to copy her name so I don't misspell it or anything. I'm just going to copy that over. And I'm going to paste it right in there. Now, don't forget, I need last name first. So, and then comma. So Wolford, comma, Catherine. And it doesn't match the style. I want it to match the style. So just a second. Paste without formatting will actually match the correct information. So I'll put the correct format. So Wolford, comma, and we follow the same thing. Last name, comma, first name, period. And that is the name. Then we do the title of the short work. So we put quotation marks around the title of short work. So title of short work means the title of the article. Okay. But we say short work because it could be different types. So it could be title of a video or an episode, an article, an interview, things like that. So title of the short work, usually they're articles. So the title of this article is Francis Bacon and the Scientific Revolution. So we want to copy that, bring that over, put our title in. And remember, if you got to pause as you go, that's fine. And I keep just pasting. I wanted to paste without formatting. And right away I see, they have some capitalization errors. So I want to capitalize the titles. We go up here and it says, okay, at the end, we put a period in that quotation mark and then a space. And now we want container title. So what is that article contained in? Okay. So what website, what book, what publication? And we know this is contained. We know Khan Academy, but is it in something bigger? Okay, so you see this here, arts and humanities. So it's in arts and humanities, Europe, a beginner's guide to Baroque art, and then Francis Bacon. So we know that the container, it's contained in arts and humanities. Sometimes it'll be like up here. Sometimes it'll be the name of the actual website, but we know it's actually arts and humanities, and Khan Academy is going to be the publisher later. So we know that it is, what did I say it was? Arts and humanities. So arts and humanities, okay? And we end that with a period, and then that is As you can see here, because it is the container, it is the bigger title, it is italicized. Okay, we put a play space. Now we want the publisher, which is Khan Academy. And it's automatically doing this hanging indent, but I want to show you all how that works. So I'm gonna, because I don't think yours will automatically do it. If it does, that's fine. Probably did it because the first one was already done that way, but I'm gonna show you how to do it otherwise. After the publisher, you put a comma, and then the day, month, year of the publication. Let's see if we have a time which wrote it. No, it wasn't written in 1498. We know that. So don't see any date on here. We don't see a date on there. Now, usually that might be an issue for our source, but since we're talking about a time period that's hundreds of years old, it's okay that we don't have a date, okay? Because this is, it's not really dependent on how recently it was written, okay? I think we go all the way down. It might have, we can at minimum try to find a year. All right, so we can look at when these posts were done. So we see this post was 5 years ago, 7 years ago. We can get a close date. So, but we don't have an exact date. We're going to leave the date blank because we can't find a date. Now, that does hurt the source. If this was a more modern paper, something we were writing on that was about today and what's going on today, considering this is something way in the past, I think we're okay without doing that. So now we want to get the URL. So we copy the URL, the website, and we're going to paste that in. You'll notice that it leaves a giant blank space right here. In a second, we want to take that out. But at the very end of that long URL, we are going to put a period, okay? And now if it creates a hyperlink, we want to click on it and remove the hyperlink, okay? And then we want to go up to now we want to do the hanging indent, and then we'll take care of that white space. But you want to do the hanging indent first because that'll change what that white space looks like. So to do the hanging indent and take some practice, you're going to click at the very beginning of the source. You're going to go up to the triangle. Let's see if I can zoom in. I'm going to go up to the triangle. So I'll just do this. Yeah, we'll just zoom in like this. All right. Put my face over here. All right. So we're going to go up to that triangle, and you're going to click on the triangle, and you're going to go to 0.5, okay? And then you're going to release. That's going to remove everything over. Then you go up to the box, and you go back to 0. Now, rewind this video and kind of look at that a couple of times to get used to it as you drag it over. And then to finish, we want to get rid of that white space. And the way you do that is you put a space, hit the space bar, putting a space in that URL. So if we have that URL, I know that it's going to bring up a portion of this, all of this. So I want to take about the length of that academy away from the end of this just to get it to jump up there. So if I take out beginner, it won't jump up there. So I'm going to take it back. So I go and click in front of art, and that'll jump up. And then I hit the backspace, if I go click on this, it will remove the link. And now we have this nice, well done, without all that white space, MLA Works Cited citation, okay? MLA Citation. Now, to finalize, you would put all of your citations in alphabetical order by the first letter of the citation, and then you want to highlight and double space, and you double space. Let me zoom back out so you can see what the double space button looks like. It's an arrow with 3 lines next to it. You hit the line spacing, you go double, and that will lengthen it out, and that is how you do a MLA Works Cited citation.